and welcome to the Start and Succeed Show, the podcast where we share strategies and insights to help you build a more resilient and positive mindset and to help you on your leadership journey, be that in business, in your career or in your personal life. Now, I'm your host. My name is Kelly Brammer, and today I'm going to be diving into the art of planning for the week ahead. So whether you're a seasoned planner or you're just starting out and wanting to get more structure around your week, let's look at how we can help you do that. So first of all, let's talk about why this is important. Now, if you go into the week and you're not quite sure what your plans are, you're kind of just taking things as they come, you've got some goals that you want to achieve. How are you progressing towards it if you're not setting yourself tasks and steps to actually go out and deliver upon to help you move forward towards those goals? And it also helps if you've got so much on, be that in work, in your business, or even in your personal life, knowing what you've got coming around the corner can help you plan more effectively. And that's going to help you feel less overwhelmed, but also achieve so much more. So I'm going to be sharing with you some strategies to help you plan out your week to be effective and to help you reduce that level of overwhelm. So first of all, one thing I have talked about in previous podcast episodes, and it's something that I do daily, is to actually look at mindfulness practices. So incorporating mindfulness practices in your planning routine. And that could just be as simple as taking a few moments each day to be more mindful, to meditate, to think about the positive aspects of life and what you want to achieve, and just being in tune with yourself. So set yourself some time aside, maybe first thing in the morning, that's what I do, is to really just gather my thoughts. I always have a notepad and pen with me so I can write down what's going off, and that helps me just clear my mind and get more clarity about what it is that I'm trying to deliver that particular day. Now, mindfulness, it really depends on you as an individual. Some people don't find that it helps. Some people struggle to meditate. Others can do it quite well. I can tell you from my personal experience, it is a journey. I was one of those people that my mind's always so switched on, and sitting and tuning in with myself felt like I was wasting time. But I quickly realised if I didn't do something, if I didn't take that time out, I was never going to get to where I wanted to be. So, as I say, mindful practices can really help you just get that week started off to a great start and continue that as you progress throughout the days. The next is to look at creating a schedule, just a high-level schedule of what's happening in your life, in your business, in your career for that week ahead. What have you got that's set in stone? What are the things that you can't control? And what are those things that you would like to do that you haven't yet scheduled in time for? Get them scheduled in first, because if you dictate time that's spent doing those things that you want to do, it's more likely to happen. If you don't schedule it and you think, I'll just try and find 15, 20 minutes to do whatever that task is, it's likely that's not going to happen, and you'll be sat there at the end of the week wondering why you didn't focus and get that done. Together with that is to look at batching your tasks together. So we all know what it's like. Life is busy, it's hectic, there are so many things going off, and sometimes we have tasks that are quite similar to one another. So look at batching tasks, so grouping tasks together and tackling them all at once rather than individual things. An example of this is if you block out a specific amount of time to look at your emails, to respond to your emails, to make phone calls that you need to make, or to work on a particular project or a thing that you're working on at the moment. By batching that all together and just hitting it in one go, it gets rid of all of those relatively quickly. You become more efficient and it minimizes the distractions that you're going to get. So this is especially something that can work when it comes to managing emails. And that isn't just in business or your career, that's in your personal life. We sign up to things that we completely forget about, we get on marketing lists, and we're forever getting emails coming through. Trust me, there was not that long ago, I had a look at one of my email addresses, a personal one, and I had over 1,400 unread emails. Now, I dealt with the important ones as I saw them come through, but then I'm sat there with all of these, what I would say is probably 80% of junk mail, just sat there, but I didn't know unless I actually had a look at it. And that's because I didn't prioritise time to actually look at my emails every day or every other day, and to just keep on top of that and to unsubscribe from things that I never or no longer felt relevant. The next is to look at delegation. Now, the art of delegation it's an art. You have to be the kind of person that can trust in other people to not take control of everything. And again, that's a journey for some of us. I'm what I would probably used to say would be a level of control freak. I like to know that things are going to get done, and if it's really important to me, I'll obviously do it myself. But I would get to the point in the past where I was trying to do everything. I was trying to control everything because I thought if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. But again, that very quickly turned into overwhelm, not actually delivering upon the things that I wanted to do. So I needed to learn to delegate. And I did that throughout my leadership journey in my career. And then I was able to translate that into my business and into my personal life. So don't be afraid to delegate tasks that can be done by other people. So that might mean that you assign tasks to colleagues at work, or that you ask family members at home to help you out. Delegating responsibilities can free up your time. It can give you more energy and focus to look at the things that are more important, the priorities that you deem important in your life, in your business, or in your career. It can be quite scary, like I say, for those of us who struggle sometimes with that level of control and the trust in other people. You have to give it a go. If you can delegate and it works well, then you'll continue to do that, and you'll find more and more things that don't necessarily have to sit with you. They could sit with somebody else to deliver. That means that you've got more time and energy to focus on the right things, to move that needle forward for you. Another step that can really help with this is to block out your time, so time blocking. So as well as looking at scheduling your tasks in, think about blocking out specific time for you to work on different activities. And that gives you more structure and a predictable routine that you can follow. And that helps you stay focused and motivated as you progress throughout the week. And by blocking out that time and staying 100% firm on that time, it means that you'll get those things done that you have prioritized as being super important to you. So time blocking is, again, a great tool. It works for some people, it doesn't for others. You've got to want it to work, and you've got to commit to actually staying the course. If it states that at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday you need to work through your accounts, yes, you might get to 1:59 and you're dreading doing your accounts, but just do it. Get it out of the way. Focus on the things that you've said you're going to focus on, and you'll feel so much better for it afterwards. Another thing to look at is doing a weekly review. Some people like to do that at the end of the week. Others like to do it at the beginning of the week. I suggest myself that you do it at the end of the week, because everything's still fresh, it's still relevant. By the time you've got through your weekend, you're on a Monday, sometimes you can't even remember half of what you did last week. So I'd like to suggest that you conduct a weekly review at the end of each week to reflect on the things that you've achieved, to look at what went well, what you could improve upon in this next week, and use that time to adjust the goals and the priorities that you have for this upcoming week. And you can do that by utilising the insights that you've just seen happen in the current week. And again, when you're looking at that, don't just look at the tasks and the jobs that you've done or not done. Think about how you felt. Think about the emotions that you've gone through. Life is an emotional roller coaster. We go through many emotions. So have a think about how that week has felt for you, the things that you look at and you go, I don't want that to happen again. Okay, let's put some steps in place to help that not happen again if possible in this upcoming week. Another one, and it's really the last one for this podcast episode, and that is to stay flexible. Now, flexibility and adaptability is super, super important, because as much as it's important to have a plan in place and to know where you're going and what you need to do, if you're not flexible, if you're not adaptable, life can throw you challenges, things that you didn't expect. Things cannot go according to the plan that you'd set out. And if you're not flexible and adaptable to that, that can stop you in your tracks. It can prevent you from moving forward. So by being flexible and being adaptable to change and understanding that things might happen, things might change, things might not always go to plan. But if that happens, that's okay. You can just readjust, you can refocus and decide what you're going to be focusing on for the remainder of the week based on what's happened at that particular time. Now, those are just some of the steps that help me when I'm planning out my next week. So on Sunday night, I set myself that time to just think about what's going to happen in the upcoming week. What does my plan look like? What are the things I want to focus on? And by doing some of these steps, it really helps me to be more productive and more effective in whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And that aligns with me, not just in my personal life, but in my business as well. So by incorporating these strategies, you can, I guess the best way to put it is you can enhance the success that you're going to have. You can start the week off on the right foot, and you can make the most of your time and your energy. So that's all for today's episode. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I hope that you set some time out to actually plan out what you've got coming up, if you haven't done that already, and use some of those strategies to really help guide the way forward for the rest of this week. So thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave us a review. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've got a particular question or topic that you'd like me to cover in a future episode, please reach out and let me know, and I'll do my best to cover that for you. And if you feel that this podcast episode might be useful for somebody else in your life, please feel free to share it with them. The more people that listen in, the more people I can help on their journey. So have a great week all, and I'll speak to you again soon.